I'm Maddie, and I will be portraying the role of Nausicaa. Hey everybody, what is going on? As you may not be able to tell already, I am the very beautiful Nausicaa of the Phaeacians. I am the daughter of the handsome, incredible King Alcinous and the very beautiful Queen Aerie. First off, can someone tell me why my parents named me Nausicaa? My name, for some stupid reason, translates to burner of ships. Why would they think I would burn ships? As you can clearly tell, I'm pretty innocent. I'm just a sweet girl trying to live my life, and all I get asked about is my name. Would your first impression of me be a bad person who goes around burning other travelers' ships? If your first impression of me is seen as a bad person, then dang girl, you have a pretty messed up head. Oh my goodness. Girl, I need to tell you about the weirdest dream I had the other night. Let me tell you, it for sure seemed real. Like, the person telling me this was right there in front of me. I for sure thought it was just another normal night laying in my massively large bedroom fit for your girl. One of my friends came up to me in my dream and told me that I was lazy. I for sure thought that I wasn't lazy, but this royalty life does have some benefits. The second thing she told me in addition to my laziness was that I should marry. Marry? Marry? Are you crazy? I haven't even thought about marriage yet, but it would be nice to have someone keep me company. Alright, so the final... Alright. Come on, Nausicaa, snap out of it. Anyways, so the final thing she told me, if enough hadn't already been said, was that I should go to the river, go wash my finest clothes for the many men who would be impressed and you know it. Anyways, morning eventually came. I woke up like usual, thanking the gods for the many gifts and opportunities that they have given me. I was even more excited for today, because maybe today would be the day I would find my husband. Yes, I know it's crazy soon, right after a dream, in fact, to be even thinking about such a thought. But who couldn't resist thinking about it?
Thank goodness you don't have to.
Thank goodness you don't have to see me what I look like when I first wake up in the morning, because you know it's a mess. Even myself sometimes doesn't want to wake up in the morning, but today wasn't the case. I rushed straight to my parents to ask them if I could go to the river to wash our clothes. Thankfully, I caught my father just as he was about to leave. Luckily, my persuasive techniques were enough to convince him to let me go to the river. I didn't mention anything about the dream, though, since I was nervous as to what he would say about it. I don't know what I would have done if he didn't say I could go, because something really good ended up coming out of this day. The servants of our kingdom got the cart ready, preparing it incredibly with the finest mules to pull and wheels to carry us. My mother also packed some of the finest of foods for us to enjoy on our little trip. Wait, did I mention how amazing the servants are? I'm surprised I haven't, because wow, I definitely have some major respect for them. They do all these nice things when I feel like I'm no contribution. Dang, I even feel more lazy now. When we got to the noble river, we washed our clothes, bathed in olive oil, and ate the wonderful food. While we were waiting for the clothes to dry, we were playing around on the shore, throwing our favorite ball around. The servants and I had such a fun time, and then I missed them. We'd all shouted when this happened, and that was when the beast was unleashed. Obviously not a real beast, though. I'm talking about the wonderful man himself, Odysseus. Oh, Odysseus, that handsome, fine man. When he first revealed himself out of the bushes, I met eyes with him and instantly fell in love. He tried to cover his naked bare body with some leaves, but that wasn't enough to hide his masculine self. Sadly, I didn't know his true identity when at the time, but that wasn't enough for me to stop me from laying eyes on him.
I'm not sure exactly why.
I'm not sure exactly why, but the servants ran away as if he was some big scary man. I mean, come on, he really didn't look that scary. Yes, he's naked for an unknown reason, but we don't know his situation or where he came from.
I felt fearless.
I felt fearless at this point in time with the encounter, and it was a really good feeling. Fine.
Since Odysseus wasn't sure.
Since Odysseus wasn't sure as to who I was, he bowed down to me as if I was a goddess. I for sure haven't felt that loved and appreciated before. This made him seem even better in personality and looks. He thought that I was Artemis, daughter of Zeus. Are you kidding me? I never thought I would be compared to a goddess before. But, so this was kind of a big deal and honor. Then he told me the not so great side of the story and how he ended up here. I felt bad for him being a princess and someone in royalty, so I knew he deserved a place to stay.
He didn't seem like that bad.
He didn't seem that bad, and I'm sure my parents wouldn't mind the company. I could also get a chance to know him a little bit better. Then I told the servants about Odysseus. I had to talk some sense into them so they wouldn't be scared of me anymore. I wasn't sure why they fled, so I told them that someone wouldn't come into this land to harm us. The gods wouldn't send someone for some unknown reason. For some unknown reason. So there had to be a reasonable answer as to why he came here.
He also called all of the servants.
He also called all of the servants pretty girls, which made them feel very appreciated. When Odysseus went to the river, left to go wash himself. Now that this was my chance to tell the servants how I truly felt about Odysseus. Now that I've had a chance to glimpse and briefly talk to him, I told him that he looked like one of the gods. I also mentioned that I wanted someone like him to become my husband. After Odysseus had returned, we took him and left back to the palace. That night at dinner, we sat down for dinner with Odysseus. We had a pretty good conversation with Odysseus telling us more of his story. My father was very moved with what he had to say. I was very surprised with what he did next. He offered my hand in marriage to him. I thought what was in my dream couldn't happen. I just started thinking about it that day. I had no words. Could the person I met eyes with when I first discovered him become my husband? I couldn't believe it. I for sure thought that my father was joking about this whole marriage thing. Unfortunately though, Odysseus, obviously not in the right mind state, decides to go on his own way, having better things to do. I was mad at first, but I understood if Odysseus wasn't ready. That night, when I had finished the day, I couldn't stop thinking about why Odysseus had left me. I was for sure he loved me just as much as I did him. Part of me still wishes I had the chance to be with Odysseus, because I mean, come on. Who can't resist those eyes? And those flipping huge muscles. Seriously, look at these pictures. The hair, those daring eyes, those beaming muscles. Dang, he is so flipping handsome. I still wish I don't. I still wish that my parents didn't send him off to who knows where, to whomever that lucky girl is. Maybe I'll find another person who will love me just as much and will marry me. Alright, that's all for now. Alright, that's all for now. Hopefully you enjoyed this story. I'm sure by now you have figured out how much of an impact Odysseus has had in my life, and on a short period in my life. Thanks for listening.